Welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into one of the biggest cryptocurrency scandals in recent years. We're talking about Ref Wayne and his infamous Pipcoin. If you've heard about this supposed African cryptocurrency and wondered whether it was too good to be true, you're not alone. Let's break down the details and uncover the truth behind the hype. Pipcoin, also known as Pip, was a cryptocurrency that gained attention in South Africa around 2016. It was promoted as a digital currency that would revolutionize finance and promised high returns to investors. However, Pipcoin turned out to be a Ponzi scheme. Here are key points about what happened with Pipcoin. In 2016, Rydall Nkele, more popularly known as Ref Wayne, introduced Pipcoin, claiming it was Africa's first cryptocurrency. The pitch was enticing. Buy Pipcoins for 100 Rand each and enjoy monthly returns of 35%. With flashy promises and high-profile endorsements, it seemed like a golden opportunity. But was it? Ref Wayne wasn't shy about flaunting his wealth, allegedly buying luxury cars, a private jet, and even claiming he was gifting his mother a 50 million Rand house. But these claims were never verified.
Hi there, this is Ref Wayne, the Master Forex Trader and also the founder of Pipcoin. I'm so excited really to be here now and really sharing something powerful with you. There's something exciting that is happening right now. We've got wonderful things coming up. I'm talking about Pipcoin. Pipcoin is Africa's first cryptocurrency. This is something exciting. I said it's exciting because people do not understand what I'm talking about when I'm talking about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency now is great. It's powerful. It's happening. It's in the now. It's a breakthrough.
Pipcoin was marketed with promises of extraordinarily high returns, which were a key part of its appeal to potential investors. Here are some of the promises and claims made regarding returns on Pipcoin investments. Doubling of investments. One of the primary promises was that investments in Pipcoin would double within a short period. For example, investors were told they could double their money in a matter of weeks or months through Pipcoin investments. Guaranteed profits. Promoters of Pipcoin often guaranteed profits to investors, suggesting that the value of Pipcoin would continue to rise rapidly, ensuring significant returns on investments. High percentage returns. Specific percentage returns were often touted, claiming that investors could earn returns of 100 to 200% or even more on their investments in Pipcoin. Wealth creation. Pipcoin was portrayed as a vehicle for wealth creation, promising that early investors would become financially independent or wealthy due to the exponential growth of the cryptocurrency. Easy money. The marketing around Pipcoin suggested that investing in it was an easy way to make money without effort or risk, playing into the hype around cryptocurrencies during that time. These promises of high returns and quick wealth accumulation were instrumental in attracting a large number of investors, many of whom were unaware of the risks associated with Ponzi schemes or fraudulent investment schemes. Ultimately, Pipcoin's collapse demonstrated the dangers of investing in schemes that offer unrealistic returns and the importance of skepticism and due diligence in the cryptocurrency space. Here's where it all starts to unravel.
Everything you see around you started with a thought, a desire, a vision to change lives. Men gathered, whiteboards were filled, a decision was drawn by a burning passion to achieve more and raise the frequency of mankind. The African Forex Institute was introduced, an organization that truly represents what Africa really is, the true creator of nations. The time has come for everyone to become financially free. The time has come for your life to change.
Yes. Nature is Pips. Pips, it's nature.
Leading continents by example. Over 35% compounded returns per month expected. Over 100 millionaires expected. Poverty will be shaken. Your life will never be the same again. Start 2016 with greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Africa's very own digital currency, Pipcoin. the people's currency. The dynamics are very high. Everyone is happy. Everyone is paid. Yes, you will be rich.
While Pipcoin was marketed as a cryptocurrency, it lacked the fundamental elements of one. Cryptocurrencies are decentralized with a published codebase and a verified blockchain. Pipcoin had none of these. Pipcoin's so-called Pipchain was nothing more than a copy and paste job from Bitcoin's blockchain, and there were no details on how to mine new coins. In reality, only Pipcoin itself was creating and selling these coins. The lack of transparency and regulation by Pipcoin contributed significantly to its downfall and the losses suffered by investors. Here are the key aspects where transparency and regulatory compliance were lacking. Anonymous founders and team. The identities and backgrounds of the founders and key team members of Pipcoin were not transparently disclosed. The anonymity raised suspicions about the credibility and intentions of those behind the project, as investors had no way of assessing their qualifications or track record. Misleading investment promises. Pipcoin was promoted with unrealistic promises of high returns on investments, often guaranteeing significant profits in a short space of time. These promises were not backed by clear explanations on how these returns would be generated or sustained. Regulatory compliance issues. Pipcoin operated without clear regulatory oversight and compliance with financial regulations. there was no evidence of registration with relevant authorities such as the FSCA in South Africa, which oversees financial products and services. Lack of audited financial statements. Investors did not have access to audited financial statements or independent verification of Pipcoin's financial health. This lack of transparency made it difficult to assess the financial stability and sustainability of the investment opportunity. Poor communication and updates. Pipcoin failed to maintain transparent communication with investors regarding the status of the cryptocurrency, market conditions, or changes in its business model. This lack of updates contributed to uncertainty and distrust amongst investors. Legal ambiguity. The promotional activities and investment structure of Pipcoin raised legal concerns but lacked transparency about how legal risks were managed or addressed. Overall, the combination of opaque operations, misleading promises, regulatory non-compliance, and lack of transparent communication led to the collapse of Pipcoin as a Ponzi scheme. Investors were left with substantial financial losses due to the inability to verify the legitimacy and sustainability of their investments. But the plot thickens. Pipcoin wasn't just a cryptocurrency scam, it was also a multi-level marketing scheme. To make money, you needed to recruit others. Each new recruit would pay 100 Rand for Pipcoin, and a portion of that would go to those who signed them up. This classic pyramid scheme was designed to benefit a few at the top while the majority lost their investments. And just as with many scams, once the money flowed in, it disappeared, leaving most investors with nothing. By late 2017, the reality hit hard. Pipcoin promised 35% returns a month, which was a red flag right from the start. Such promises are typical of fraudulent schemes. When confronted with these issues, Wayne's responses were evasive and many people were left without their investments. Attempts to contact Pipcoin's support were fruitless. Emails bounced, phone lines were dead, and online chat support vanished. The websites were taken down and people's investments seemed to evaporate. The collapse of Pipcoin unfolded in several stages, highlighting its fraudulent nature and eventual downfall, starting with ceasing of payments. As with most Ponzi schemes, Pipcoin initially paid returns to early investors using funds contributed by new investors. However, as the scheme grew and more investors sought to withdraw their funds or profits, the operators found it increasingly difficult to meet these obligations. Secondly, the scrutiny and awareness were increasing. Over time, scrutiny and regulatory authorities and financial experts intensified as concerns about Pipcoin's legitimacy grew. Media coverage and warnings from financial regulators began to highlight the risk associated with investing in Pipcoin. There were also operational issues and delays. Investors reported increasing difficulties in withdrawing their funds or receiving promised returns from Pipcoin. This led to frustration and further skepticism about the scheme's viability. This caused for legal actions and investigations. In response to mounting complaints and suspicions of fraud, authorities in various jurisdictions launched investigations into Pipcoin. These investigations aimed to uncover the true nature of its operations and hold accountable those responsible for deceiving investors. How successful those investigations were, one would never know. What we do know is that this led to a public announcement of fraud. Eventually, the operators of Pipcoin were unable to sustain the Ponzi scheme, leading to an official acknowledgement or declaration of fraud. This often coincided with legal actions, asset freezes, and efforts to recover funds for affected investors. Although all of these things are great and well, the impact on investors is something that cannot be counted. The collapse of Pipcoin resulted in substantial financial losses for investors who had placed their trust and funds into the scheme. Many investors faced difficulties recovering their initial investments, let alone any promised returns. Overall, The collapse of Pipcoin underscored the risks associated with investing in unregulated cryptocurrencies and Ponzi schemes. It served as a cautionary tale about the importance of due diligence, regulatory oversight, and skepticism when evaluating investment opportunities, particularly in emerging and speculating markets. Despite attempts to salvage Pipcoin, including a new trading website and dubious claims about mining, the reality remains grim. The value of Pipcoin plummeted, with people losing over 200 million rand. The promises of wealth were nothing more than smoke and mirrors. If you've been affected by the scam or have any information about Pipcoin, we urge you to seek legal advice and report it to the authorities. And remember, always research thoroughly before investing in any cryptocurrency or financial scheme. The legal issues surrounding Pipcoin primarily revolved around its fraudulent nature and the harm it caused to investors. Here are some legal aspects and issues associated with Pipcoin. The fraudulent misrepresentation. Pipcoin's operators misrepresented the nature of the investment opportunity, promising high returns without disclosing the true Ponzi scheme structure. This constituted fraudulent misrepresentation, deceiving investors into believing they were participating in a legitimate cryptocurrency venture. Furthermore, there should have been consumer protection violations. Regulatory authorities should have pursued legal actions against Pipcoin for the violations against consumer protection laws. These laws aim to protect investors and consumers from deceptive practices and unfair treatment. And when you look at what has happened, how Pipcoin has been portrayed and how it turned out, people were most definitely duped. The aftermath of Pipcoin was characterized by significant financial losses for investors and legal actions against its operators. Here are the key aspects of the aftermath. Financial losses. Many investors who participated in Pipcoin suffered substantial financial losses. They typically lost the funds they had invested in the scheme, as well as any promised returns that were not paid out before the scheme collapsed. Some investors may have invested large sums believing in the false promises of high returns. As mentioned previously, I do believe that legal actions should have taken place against the operators of Pipcoin because what they did was unfair to people. These investigations should aim to uncover the fraudulent nature of the scheme and hold accountable those responsible for deceiving investors. Legal actions should include civil lawsuits, criminal charges, and regulatory enforcements against the operators of Pipcoin. I sincerely feel that asset recovery should also be an option here because efforts must be made to recover assets held by the operators of Pipcoin. These assets could be used to compensate defrauded investors to the extent possible. Asset recovery efforts typically involve seizing assets, freezing bank accounts, and liquidating assets to distribute funds to affected investors. I sincerely feel like a big investment needs to be made in regulatory awareness. The collapse of Pipcoin contributed to increased awareness among regulators and the public about the risks associated with investing in unregulated or fraudulent cryptocurrency schemes. It underscored the importance of regulatory oversight and investor education in the cryptocurrency market. And with the big investment in regulatory awareness, I believe investors will become aware as well. The aftermath of Pipcoin served as a cautionary tale for investors, highlighting the importance of conducting thorough due diligence and exercising caution when evaluating investment opportunities, especially in emerging and speculative markets. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates on financial scams. Stay informed and stay safe. Ever wondered what it takes to maximize your capital and achieve your financial freedom? At Ficks Brokers, we specialize in empowering traders with cutting-edge tools and expert insights, helping many traders that's struggling to navigate the volatile markets and its ever-changing nature. With Ficks Brokers' robust analytics and real-time data, you stay ahead of the market shifts. With a personalized approach to your queries, our dedicated support tailors our service to help you reach your financial goals. Ready to elevate your trading experience? Visit the link in my description and start your journey to financial success. Ficks Brokers, where expertise meets opportunity. Join a community of successful traders today.